Did you know that in 1955 the International Standardization Organization made 440 Hz as standard tuning for music pitch before it was 432? Music has hidden powers to affect our health, minds, mental thoughts and even consciousness. But that perfect natural harmonic tune has purposely removed and replaced with imbalanced tune. The end result may be the psychic poisoning of mass mind of humanity. There's something big coming within the next 3 months. I'll tell you more at the end. When the rich rob the poor, it's called business. When the poor fight back, it's called violence. Mark Twain. The Tories' corporation tax cut will cost the public purse $6.2 billion. That would pay for 206,700 new nurses or police officers or 62,000 new council houses. Still think austerity isn't a huge con aimed at keeping the rich on the gravy train and the rest of us, the rest of the country, at the rest of the country's expense. Overpopulation. The elite have long viewed a rising population as a threat to their dominance. They realise that eventually a large number of people will inevitably overthrow and remove them from power. They are particularly concerned with the middle class, whose intelligence and capacity to organise makes them the biggest threat. Consequently, the elite plan to destroy the middle class and make all of the public equally poor and thus incapable of rebuilding. As written on the Georgia Guidestones, they want a global population of just under 500 million. This means 6.6+ billion must die over the coming few years. Bob Hawke accused of being a paedophile. You raped me when I was 6, you scumbag pedo. You and Whitelum's cabinet were all pedos. Prepare to meet your maker. You are going to hell, Bob Hawke. It was you, Bill Heffernan, referred to in the Aussie media. You see, this is from Aussie. It would seem it doesn't matter where they are on the planet, those at the top are paedophiles, child rapists. How Brexit busts the West immigration taboos. It is difficult to keep up with the Brexit debate. British politics now consists of little else, harder and soft exits, the backstop, the complication of Scotland, the greater complication of Northern Ireland and Ireland, the huge splits within the parties and even between members of the same household, and of course there's the seeming political humiliation of Theresa May, who seems a nice enough woman. No, she don't. Though you have to wonder why someone who opposed Brexit is entrusted to negotiate it with the European Union. The database is bogged down in economic complexity, which benefits those who want Britain to forget about the referendum result, which is the scumbags. I forget, Macron says you should never have let them vote. You should never let them vote, although they fixed it anyway. Half of Germany's potential army recruits unfit, lack motivation or have no citizenship, reports. German military is plagued by various blunders these days, and there is one more. It emerged that only half of potential recruits are suitable for service, bid revealed. Others are reportedly unfit to have no German passport. Bad news about the imperfect state of the Bundeswehr and coming regularly, but this one seems to be even worse, according to Bid Sonneting tabloid. That's why they want an EU army, because they ain't got no one's turning up to fight their wars for them, so causes problems. Police are now seeking the removal of Nancy Pelosi. Editor note, the legal argument for the removal of Pelosi is about halfway into the article. The petition can be found at the end. Make sure to pass this around if it hits home with you. Americans have a problem. There is something who needs to be impeached, fired and removed from office. There is a very particular leader in our country that is refusing to do the job that she was elected by the American people to do. Not only is she refusing to do her job, her policies are dangerous for Leos and treasonous to America. We can now no longer sit idly by and be abused by this woman and her selfish ideas of how she thinks America should be. Friday, President Trump announced that he would be signing a temporary deal that would fund our federal government until February 15th, 2019, in order to make sure federal government employees would get paid. The big surprise was that this temporary deal came without any money funding the border wall, which has been the catalyst in the standoff between Trump and Nancy Pelosi, lead Democrat. After President Trump's announcement came a fury of feelings from both sides on the aisle. What ensued was based off of President Trump's declaring that if there is no deal reached by February 15th, he would be declaring a national emergency to fund the wall, and Nancy Pelosi leading a braggadocious celebration that she had defeated Trump. Social media exploded with reactions to the surprising move, but many people that were most impacted by this temporary deal were law enforcement officers. The real issue at hand is which side, Trump or Pelosi, really, that has Leo's best interest at heart and America's best interests at heart. Who was willing to give in on what they are demanding in order to reopen the government so that the 800,000 federal workers who were not getting paid could receive their paychecks? An ancient manuscript of the Bible has been discovered, proving that it was a work of fiction. A manuscript of a handwritten copy of the Bible has been discovered at Cambridge University. The fascinating document shows the King James Bible in the early editing process of the work, and shines a light on just how much of the original text of the Bible has been omitted from the version that Christians read today. King James Bible heavily edited from the original text. According to academics at the prestigious university, the handwritten manuscript has been mislabeled, which meant that it had been left undetected and without investigation for an incredible long time. However, once the manuscript was discovered, it could cause something of a flurry of excitement in historic and theological circles, as it proves that the King James Bible, which is one of the most widely read editions of the Bible in the modern world, has been heavily edited from the original text. Control the past, you control the future. Which is why you should be looking into Tartaria. There's several good YouTube videos out about it. Very interesting stuff. And in one of them it even looks like they had flying craft. Justice Minister, new core IT systems were obsolete, papers reveal. After last week's meltdown, Mod's document shows warning of unacceptable levels of risk. The Ministry of Justice knew its court computer system were obsolete and out of support long before the network went into meltdown last week. Internal documents have revealed. An MOJ Digital and Technical Review warned last year that judges in employment tribunals were threatening to stop hearing cases because of the unreliable of communications, and 30,000 users were on system that needed immediate remediation. The detailed assessment seen by The Guardian blames historic underinvestment in aging IT systems and warns that it is reaching unacceptable levels of risk which could result in large-scale data breaches. UN Court judge quits The Hague, citing political interference. A senior judge has resigned from one of the UN's international courts in The Hague, citing shocking political interference from the White House and Turkey. Christopher Fludge, a German judge, claimed the US had threatened judges after moves were made to examine the conduct of US soldiers in Afghanistan. Turkey's government had earlier made baseless allegations to the end of tenure of a Turkish judge sitting on the United Nations Court, now as the international remedial mechanism for criminal tribunals, which the connivance of the UN, he claimed. France-Italy row. Macron hits back at criticism from Rome. I only speak to Italy's PM. French President puppet Emmanuel Macron on Sunday retaliated to verbal attacks by Italy's two populist deputy prime ministers on Sunday, saying he would only speak to Italian Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte. Matteo Salvini, head of the far-right League, and Luigi Di Maio on the anti-establishment Five Star movement have used the French centrists as a bogeyman to push their populist agenda. Mr. Di Maio has accused Mr. Macron of impoverishing France's former African colonies while Mr. Salvini has accused him of being a terrible president. And Mr. Macron told reporters on the sidelines of the trip to Egypt, I won't answer, that's the only thing they're saying. France to toughen 5G technical equipment access, citing security. The French government is preparing to toughen access for equipment makers to its future 5G telecommunications network. The government is readying an amendment to the appropriate law with a view to make the vetting process for gear more stringent and increase the oversight of suppliers and locations by the concerned authorities, according to France Ministry. Sounds to me more like they just want to stop anyone from getting in it and sabotaging it, because everyone knows it's a kill weapon. Express charges cap to boost pension for 100,000. Yeah. Inside Buckingham Palace, PM's extraordinary appeal to a furious rival over fight for a new backstop deal. I'm happy to battle away, Boris. Get behind me and we can do it together. Why would he want to do it with you, you ugly cow? Mind you, I suppose taking up the back is probably the only way anyone could. Mirror. Diva or diver? As debate rages over Gemma Icefall, she's in a wheelchair. EastEnders Casey on life with her autistic son. So we've got Strictly again. We're still in January and they're talking about Strictly again. It's not long finished, although I'm guessing it's back on again in some way. And now let's start with the fear porn. The absolute lies and fake news that they use every time. And when you see it in more than one paper, you know it's fear porn. Keep them in fear, you'll keep them under control. Brexit shop warning. No deal, no meal. KFC, Asda, cost cutters, Sainsbury's, Co-op, Pret a Manger, Waitrose, M&S, Food Hall, Lidl, McDonald's. Well, that shouldn't even be on there. It says no meal. You don't get meals there, you get shit. Retail giants say UK will run out of food if we quit EU with no trade deal. Oh, what a pack of lies. Fear and bullshit. Supermarket bosses predict fruit and veg shortage plus soaring oh, you know what? She is looking very old and haggard. Execute. Let's solve the problem. Just execute her. The wasted paper star. Face planting on ice. Rotating saw for Gemma. The cans. Our Maddie hopes. You killed her. We know you killed her. You know you killed her. By continuing this, it just means that you're going to pay a more severe price when the change comes, because when the change comes, you lot will be one they'll be coming after her as well. We know you killed in a satanic act, either that or you're overdosed on drugs to make him sleep. I strongly suspect that it was a satanic ritual you carried out and just got carried away, you dirty, filthy bastards. Star heartbroken. Strictly Simon's suicide agony. Bro took his own life. The beast is back. I. Beating diabetes. Dr. Michael Musser is even stricter diet. Organic fruit and veg. That'll reverse your diet problems. Stop eating kebabs and food meat. Stop eating meat. That'll reverse your diabetes problem. But hey, too. Attention parents, Night Garden creator reveals new show for CBeebies. Indoctrination. Johnson and Rees-Mogg cut PM's lifeline. Commons votes tonight on whether to seize control of Brexit process. Tory Brexiteer MPs to defy whip and reject a compromise backed by Downing Street. We've decided that no deal is better than a bad deal. I agree with that. Growing support for a cross-house for a 10 what's that? Amendment that rejects disorderly withdrawal of no deal Brexit. Palace begs tech firm for help to end abuse of royals. Oh, give me a break. Snowflakes are not weaklings, but canaries in the coal mine. Canaries in the coal mine. Eyesight breakthrough. Edinburgh scientists unveil world first treatment. Good news for Britain retired. Watchdog reforms could add 25 million a year to pension pots. Yeah, don't think they're going to allow that. The Guardian. May supports Irish backstop changes amid Tory split. Damn disaster. Fury and grief in Brazil as hopes fade for survivors. Tesco puts 9,000 jobs at risk in cost-cutting move. Toddler screen time linked to slow child development. Bad design. The Times. What social media has done to my generation. Tory rebels reject May's Plan B. PM facing fresh Commons defeat after ordering her MPs to support Brexit amendment. Yeah, support me betraying and committing treason. No. Royals given help to fight online trolls. Piss off. Playground in danger of mass closure. And the parasites. Tell lie graph. Green urge to let his accusers tell their stories. Businessman gives up legal battle against Telegraph and faces calls from campaigners to lift gagging orders. Bank should refuse to give up Maduro gold. Why? If it's not there, they shouldn't have it. Patisserie Valerie sales falling for 3 years. West Indies legend on his long loves for cricket. Eurosceptics in revolt over Brexit Plan B. Million young bullied online. The scum. Royals war on Meg and Kate trolls. Out of Egypt. Crunch vote plea to MPs. Don't let Labour kill Brexit. Because it's Labour's fault if it gets killed. Not the fact that May has committed treason, has done a deal where we get nothing and the EU still gets everything. Yes, some would call that treason. In fact, that's what I'm calling it, treason. So don't go blaming him, although he's no better, when the public have opened their eyes and can see that you're the treasonous bitch that's tried to stab us in the back and twist the knife. Well, your end's coming soon. Daily Fail. As 17,000 sign up to Mail's Great British Spring Clean, Prince William backs our campaign and warns litter is more than an eyesore. It's a threat to our natural world. he says, while off on a hunting holiday shooting innocent animals. Hypocrite, just a little bit. Generations of web addicts. Shocking scale of children's internet obsession revealed. They prefer YouTube to seeing friends. 7 in 10 take phone to bed. Even under 5 spend hours online. Oh well, they'll spending so much time looking at the screen they won't look up to see the dictatorship unfolding around them. Anything up but independent. We must take Brexit out of May's hands. Chuka Umuna. Why nobody wants to become a teacher? Has Apple grown too large to fail? I'm finally starting to behave, aged 58. Rees-Mogg refuses to rescue the PM. The Tory MP who leads the Eurosceptic ERG group said he could not support the Prime Monsters deal. No deal will leave shelves empty, say Sue. Oh, piss off. This is just so much bullshit. It's a fear, of course. Oh, there'll be no food, no water, the sky's going to cave in. What else can we say? Oh yeah, we'll run out of gas, we'll have no electric. And anything else that we can make up, because keep them in fear, you'll keep control. Black Panther's the coolest cat. Okay, didn't think it was that good myself. But before I go on to that bit, I did see the new Queen movie, Bohemian Rhapsody. Very good. And yes, right at the end there's a Mandela effect in it. Let us pray. Store bosses warn of a fresh food shortage if there's no deal Brexit. Salad crisp crisis could also hit our fast food chains like KFC and McDonald's. Right, for a start, they don't use real salad anyway. And you tell me if I'm wrong or right here, but I think that this country gets quite a lot of rain and we can actually grow our own food. But apparently, if we don't have a deal in this Brexit, all that food that we've grown will just get thrown away to punish you for allowing the MPs to vote for a no deal. May's bid to win over Tory MPs. Crock of shit. And like I say, when you see it in more than one paper, you know it's Project Fear. FT, Financial Times. What Britain Railways can learn about privatisation? Nothing, because privatisation does not work. Downfall of the Davos dealings. French marchers agrees on one thing, rejecting Macron. Cuban crisis. Rear tornado hits Savannah. May seeks to split Tory hardliners with bid to amend Brexit backstops. Right. I can't tell you much more about what is coming just yet. But I will be putting it out there as soon as I have confirmation, and that's as much as I can tell you for the time being without giving away what is coming.